Okay, this is my second video diary entry, and it's the 1st of September, Tuesday, 2009, and been here a few days now, and I thought I'd give an update since the last one. So on Sunday I had like an acclimatisation day. Basically the person from the charity came round and then we walked sort of all over the city, got some dollars from the bank, and then went and got a phone and a SIM for Mongolian, to use a Mongolian phone, sorted out various things like that, and then we went to a mosque which had the biggest standing Buddha in the world, which was quite impressive, and I took lots of photographs where I wasn't meant to, and stepped on someone's foot as I was leaving the mosque backwards, which is what you have to do. And standing on feet or kicking feet is incredibly rude, apparently, but there we go. Also, as we were getting towards the mosque, the guide said, "Oh, we'll feed the birds because it's traditional, and it's good luck if you treat the animals, especially the small animals well, then you'll be rewarded," all that business. And so I thought it would be something a little more glamorous than pigeons, but that's basically what it was. So there we were, feeding pigeons out of our hand, so yeah, that was apparently traditional, so I had to do it. Also traditional was to get this little sachet of clean water, she called it holy water basically, and pour a bit on your head and drink some. Slightly yellowish and tasted a little bit unusual, and I didn't see any public toilets either, so I don't really know how wise that was, but there we go. Also yesterday I went to a French restaurant, had some tomato soup in an attempt to get some kind of vitamin C intake, because there's precious little anywhere else. I'm thinking of asking people to send over a basket of fruit. It's ridiculous here. Yeah, went to a restaurant, and last night, I made the mistake of going to the restaurant at around about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and even though it was just soup that I had, it was a mistake because they feed you so much here, and it is impossible to stop them. And so last night we had this sort of pasta and vegetable thing with mutton as well. Mutton's in everything, and really filling, And they had this carton of, it looked like cherry juice, and she offered it to me, and I can't handle this. I just can't. So I, as politely as possible, "Thank you very much, but I'm absolutely fine. That's okay." And she looked at me like I was a drowning man refusing a life jacket, and kind of moved it another 2 inches toward me and said, "It's juice," as if I had misunderstood initially. So I could not have any of that. And in my haste to finish that as soon as possible so I could make my excuses and leave the table lest they give me any more food, she took my swift drinking of that to mean that I wanted more and filled it up again. Every mouthful tasted like it contained 150% of my sugar GDA. Yeah, I'm not lacking for protein, carbohydrate or sugar at the moment. It's just anything that fruit gives me I'm not getting, because there's very, very little of it here. It was so much food that I lay down afterwards here in my bedroom, just trying to not faint from the amount of food I'd had to eat. And my arms and legs actually started going cold as all the blood diverted to the scenario in my stomach, trying to digest all this stuff. So I've made a decision to not eat after midday. That's the only way I know how to deal with this. So to prepare myself for the carbohydrate onslaught, I just won't eat after midday. We were having a conversation at dinner about, I say about the economy, insofar as you can have a conversation with someone who speaks very broken English about the economy. I'm not criticising that, I can speak no Mongolian, but and she asked at one point what doctors earned in the UK, because she's a cardiologist, and I felt really awkward, but I did sort of have to concede, well, and I took a guess at being around about $100,000 a year. And this is a country here in Mongolia where the average earnings is about 100 to 150 dollars a month. So it was quite difficult to say to a cardiologist, very intelligent person, basically, we pay doctors 70, 80, 90 times what your average person is earning. If it's that, it's probably even way more than that. I didn't quite understand what she was saying, but I took it that she was saying that her monthly, I don't know why she was telling me this, but anyway, her monthly pay was, it was either $200 or $1,000. Now, I suppose either way, that's not a great deal of money for a cardiologist, but I suppose comparatively, if it was 1,000, then you'd think, well, okay, relative to what other people are being paid, that's okay. So we visited the orphanage yesterday as well, which was great. Spent about an hour or so there. It's going to be incredibly tiring. They are, they're into everything. The kids there, and it's going to be really, really tough, but fantastic. My spirits just went through the ceiling as soon as I got there. They're really great kids. A lot of them speak quite good English as well, which is fantastic. We're due to go there today, but the director of the orphanage wasn't going to be there today, so that's been cancelled. There's also actually another volunteer who's going to be there, I think throughout the same time that I'm there as well, so that'll be good to have somebody else there who's Western, basically, to all intents and purposes. So I'll be going tomorrow, and I've been thinking, and I had a brief look around the orphanage yesterday, and as I've been cold turkey on the guitar, I'm thinking about buying one from the State Department store, as it's called here. I went in there today, and it's like 50 quid for a guitar, so I may buy one and then leave it here, because, you know, on the one hand, 4 weeks worth of guitar playing that I won't otherwise get to do, and on the other hand, I think it'd be quite nice for them to have a guitar that obviously can be locked away most of the time. So I'll look into doing that, I think. Today I've just been basically going to a couple of museums, the department store, and I'm going through books at an alarming pace at the moment. I'm eating them up, mainly because I've been, for the last 2 or 3 nights, although last night wasn't that bad, I've been awake for about 4 hours from 1 in the morning, and so I just pour through books, and we're rapidly running out, and it's really frustrating because I've got loads of books at home that I need, you know, have been lent to me or been given to me that I need to read, but, you know, I couldn't bring them all with me, so I was looking for a bookshop, couldn't find one, and I was on the way home, and I went past a French bookshop, and I went in there, and there was racks and racks and racks of English language books, but not kind of modern novels, like sort of old classic literature, and it was fantastic. So I bought Crime and Punishment, half hoping that that's going to break the back of my reading habit at the moment, and I'm sure as the jet lag wears off, I won't actually be spending 4 hours in the middle of the night reading anyway. But that's just an insurance policy in case I run out of reading, and I probably will, given that I'll have a 5-day train journey at the end. So that was that. It was an amazing bookshop. I mean, I could have bought a French language version of The Origin of Species, which in Mongolia. I mean, it's amazing. So I'll probably find an excuse to go back there in the next few weeks. And that's about it. I can't email for some reason from the internet cafe I went in today. I could read, but I couldn't send, so that's why I haven't sent anyone one of those overlong and slightly pain in the arse to read emails about other people's holidays, but I'll get around to doing that at some point. And that's about it. Okay, speak to you again soon.